guys, it's Go to Combat Promotions, and we're with amazing Katie. How was your day today? Because I know you just came from sparring.
Long,
so...
good. Can't complain. I'm in fight camp at the moment, so it's a lot, but I'm really enjoying it.
And it's in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to take on 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my first N class, so I'm excited.
Oh wait, this is your first N class?
It is, other than like WKO, but my first like actual fight on a show.
Okay, I see. So did you do like interclubs before that, and then?
Yeah, I've done quite a few interclubs now. And I've been wanting to like go N class for a while, so I'm very excited.
Okay, that must be like really scary. What made you like want to go into N class? Like, what made you like be like, okay, I'm ready to fight now. Like, I'm tired of the interclubs.
To be honest, it was my coach. Like, I've always been the kind of person that like I'm not gonna ask. Like, obviously they know I want to fight. Yeah. That's always been my aim. But it was like, once my coach is ready to say, okay, yeah, like, let's put you in.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm ready. Like, even because I thought, okay, this is something I've wanted to do now for quite a while. Yeah. So to have that be recognised by my coach is like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
And you don't only just do Muay Thai, right? Like, you do BJJ as well. Like, you're just talented. So you do a lot of like martial arts, a lot of combat sports. What's that like?
Yeah. So, well, I've always done a lot of combat sport. Like, I started when I was 10. So originally I started in Taekwondo and did that for...
Did you as well? Wait, what belt were you?
I'm a black belt.
Okay, well, I was red, so I was one away from black. Let me go back. Let me get my black belt, because I can't lie. My old coach was like, come back, get your black belt, and then...
Yeah, then done.
Yeah.
No, I got my black belt in literally 2013 or 2014. Yeah. And then didn't do a single pattern then. Like, after that, just did all fighting. Yeah. Did it for 10 years. Got to quite, like... Basically, just before COVID, I was like starting to compete internationally. Yeah. Oh, wow. I'd won a couple of British championships. Basically, was at the peak of my career in Taekwondo. Then COVID happened.
Yeah. COVID just ruined everything. I'm not gonna lie.
It didn't, because like.
Is that when you fell into Muay Thai?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was at the peak of my career in Taekwondo because that was the only martial art I'd ever done. I knew I loved fighting, but I just didn't know. I hadn't tried anything else. So that's why I think that's kind of why I loved it so much. So then, because my Taekwondo gym shut quite, like, literally, like, 2 years after that.
Wait, what gym was it? What Taekwondo gym?
Tiny little club called RTA Taekwondo. I'm going to plug it.
Where's that?
Park.
Grove Park? Yeah. Do you know Kickstar Dragons?
Yeah, I do.
That was my old gym.
I used to do their competition sometimes.
Really? Like, you compete with them?
Kickstar used to do a competition over in... I actually don't know where now. Like, Rapnell or somewhere like that.
Oh, wow. Like, okay. Yeah. So, you've been doing martial arts since you was young. I'm guessing, is that why you started Her Fight Network? And can you explain more about what Her Fight Network is all about?
Obviously, I've always had the passion for martial arts. I've always been in a situation where I've been pretty much like the only girl or one of a couple of girls in a gym, which I was really fortunate with my Taekwondo experience for the most part, especially inside my gym, that I wasn't really exposed to like the darker side of the sport, or not Taekwondo necessarily, but the combat sports industry. Like, and then when I transitioned into Muay Thai and BJJ and MMA, obviously my focus is Muay Thai, but I do dabble in BJJ and here on and off of MMA. I don't know. I'm very injury prone, so it's not necessarily...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Doing those kind of sports, you're always going to get injured. Even right now, I'm injured. So I'm like,
But I don't really do anything but halves. So the minute I started, I threw myself in straight away to training like 5-6 days a week, doing all of it. Yeah. So, because I knew I wanted to fight. Yeah. But I found that, like, my experiences in the gyms that, like, the gym I started in, and then the ones that I kind of, basically, without wanting to be, became a little bit of a gym hopper just because I was having some really, like, not good experiences.
But I feel like in the beginning, you kind of have to, like, try out different gyms, because that's what I did before I stuck with a gym. You have to try out gyms, see what's good, what's not, what works with you, how they teach you. So
this is kind of building up to like why I started Her Fight, but it was not so much necessarily the training quality, although obviously that's a factor, but I was obviously still quite young then. I was like 18, 19 around this time, and the way that I was treated as a woman in those gyms, especially as like someone that's new to the sport, originally I didn't necessarily think like, oh, this is actually like not really right. Yeah. But then the more I started to think about it, I was like, hang on. Basically, I was just putting up with a lot of like, it's a lot of elements to it. And I know this, like, obviously since doing this and since making this decision to start this, I know this isn't an isolated experience. It happens to so many women in this sport, which is why this was the initial driving factor to why I wanted this to start. It's like, there's a few different factors really. One of them is like, some gyms have a really, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, you probably know this, but like, some gyms have a very toxic culture towards women in a few different ways, whether that's like guys with egos where like they either won't spar you or won't take you seriously, or they get their ego so bruised that they go too hard and just like muscle you out of the way. Also, like a lot of the time, not a lot of the time, but like sometimes, but like there's quite a bit of inappropriate like behavior in gyms. I know people, I know the women will know what I'm speaking about.
We just went like, it's
an open secret.
And it's so annoying because it's like, you actually think of being friendly, that you're speaking to you as a bro, and then you realize later on, it's like, it's actually more than that. They're a bit inappropriate, and it's kind of hard, and it's like, the lines get blurred. And it's like, okay. And it's like, once they take that extra step and they cross the line, it's like, okay, now I know you wasn't being a bro.
A lot of the time, it can be the coaches or the management at the gym that set the tone. So like the gym I train in now, I train at Diesel now, it's like amazing. It took me a while to
make sure you're safe, like the women are safe.
Exactly. Like it took me a while to find a gym that I actually felt like safe and comfortable in. And back to when I started Her Fight in August last year, it was because for most of like 2022, I got to this place with martial arts where I started to think like, being a bit older now, I'm not willing to put up with, you know, like any inappropriate behavior, things that I wouldn't stand for like in a workplace. I'm not willing to stand for in the gym. And I was like, I got to a point where I was just tired of constantly feeling like the onus was on me to call stuff out or get comfortable in a gym, and then
it makes you uncomfortable. It's like the other one's being inappropriate, and then once you like voice it, it's like, oh, like you're the baddie, and then you have to feel uncomfortable, and it's just unfair.
So got to a point where I was like, okay, do I have to pick between valuing myself and feeling safe and feeling comfortable and doing the sport that I love, that I like literally is the reason that I want to get up in the morning every day. And it got to like quite a negative place for me, and then I was like, well, hang on, I know from having been like around trialing a few different gyms, speaking to other girls, I was like, I know this isn't just a me issue. This is a widespread thing that's happening to like so many girls, and it's not just that aspect of it. It's also like, you know, sometimes there's this thing with females that want to fight, where, especially if you're the only female in the gym, I feel like
it's hard because it's a male-dominated sport, and I've been there where I'm the only girl in the gym, and it's so unfair, and it's hard, and it's like, who am I supposed to speak to? So,
it's about having the people that you can go to and talk to. Also, there's quite a running theme that I see sometimes where in some gyms, girls have to work so much harder to get put in for fights.
Oh, okay. I was going to say something else.
Go on.
I don't know, when you're the only female in the gym, I feel like you have to prove more because the guys look down at you, just because you're a girl. So then I feel like that kind of affected my sparring. So in my old gym, I feel like I was more aggressive than technical. I'd be technical and doing pad work, this and that, drills, but then during sparring, I was being aggressive. Just subconsciously, I'm trying to prove a point that I'm not just a small little female. Like, you know, I have a bit of strength. So it was like I was working more on power than technique, and now I'm in a gym where there's a lot of girls. It's like, okay, I'm more technical, and it's like the sparring's completely different, and I feel like I'm actually growing.
That's part of it, basically. So I had all of these thoughts about like the industry in general, and I was like, okay, I can either sit here and be upset about it, or like wait for someone else to change it, or I can try and do a little bit, essentially, to try and change that and turn that negativity into something that's more positive and impactful. So I created Her Fight Network with like basically 3 aims in mind. One of them was to build a community of like female fighters, not necessarily just fighters, like that also means like people that recreationally do like Muay Thai or BJJ or MMA, whatever it is, where people feel like they can share experiences, have that confidence boost to like keep going sometimes when it's challenging. Also have female only spaces where you can come, and whether it's sparring, training, seminars, just for fun, but like also where there's often not a huge amount of girls in the gym, to have that space where you can have a lot of sparring partners, get used to sparring women your own weight, and just women in general.
No, it's so true, because it's hard to like go to gym and find people your weight, especially when you're female and you're the lightest. It's like guys either go super hard on you or they go super light, and it's like sometimes you're not learning from that. But when you actually spot girls around your weight class, it's like, okay, it's more competitive and it feels more real, like a real fight.
And I also feel like it takes the pressure, for me anyway, it takes the pressure off when it does come to like, you know, an interclub or a proper fight, like whatever it is. If you're used to sparring other girls, I feel like it takes that pressure off slightly. One of the most recent events we did, like the youngest person there, she's 12, and then the oldest person's like, I think she's 57. So just having that kind of range of people where a lot of the younger girls who maybe are kind of, you know, like 12, 13, 14, 15, have this community of women where they feel like they're not alone, and they feel that they can have role models, yes, but also like people to go to. So yeah, there's the community aspect. The literally, obviously, as a fighter myself, I saw that a lot of the stuff in the kind of women's combat space was a little bit more kind of like boxer size fitness kind of vibes, which I, for the record, don't think there's anything wrong with. It's just like, it's a different audience, and I think that's a really good way to get women in the door in the first place. But then where do you go after that?
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of women tail off at that point. So to have events and stuff catered to active, not necessarily competitors per se, but people that train regularly, want to fight, or want to at least train at a regular level, to have that space that's, again, women only, it's friendly, it's encouraging.
Yeah, it's true.
And then the last aspect really was actually to promote and support female fighters, because, I mean, times are changing. Like, we are seeing more women on shows.
Yeah.
I think, like, the UFC was a really good model for that. It's almost an equal playing field, like, especially when you compare it to, like, the attention that, say, like, women's boxing gets. Like, there's a clear difference with having, like, the men and women on the same show, the same card. Feel like they almost have the same viewership. And the third thing was to promote and support like existing female fighters, whether that's through content, hopefully as well financially. That's kind of the aim of Her Fight Network as well. So it's promotion, community, and the event side of things.
I love that. Yeah, because I've been to one of your events and I really enjoyed it. Like, everyone's so nice. Like, even like the pros, like they know how to like make it safe for the beginners. But yeah, no, that comes to that goes to my next question. How do you keep a safe environment for the females that join your events?
Pretty strict, like, closed door policy on like it being a strictly women only space. If we can't ensure that, then we make it very obvious. It also makes a more inclusive environment for women that might want to train in a female environment for religious reasons or for, like, you know, past trauma reasons. But we would have like a zero tolerance policy to like people bending the rules. We keep rounds very technical, whether it's a BJJ event, whether it's a Muay Thai event. It's very technical, it's very friendly. Anyone that's gonna like oppose that wouldn't be welcome back. But luckily, I think from the vibes we give off, I mean, you've been, it's lovely. It's
everyone's
a really beautiful
so
community.
sweet.
We always do a little, like, the training is serious, the sparring rounds are serious, but we always do a little feedback session at the end.
Oh,
and share
it was like the little girl talk after. We had like a
Yeah.
little like stretching session. Then we were talking like, what did we like enjoy or what do we want to work on? So that was really nice. That was
It's
very
like trying to create an environment that doesn't feel cliquey or like a Mean Girls club. It's very much like, just come, be yourself, enjoy yourself, be nice. That's it.
Exactly. And I see people trying to help others. Like, I know personally, because there was like some beginners, even I was like, just hit me hard, like it's fine. Don't be scared to hit me hard. Like, just do it. Like, we're all here to teach each other.
There's a real range of levels, and we like collect that beforehand. So we'll have people that have been training for a year and people that have had A-class fights. So
Okay, do you have any upcoming events coming up?
Yes, we have our next Lady Sparring Day, which is the Sunday the 30th of June at Bloodline. It's pretty much sold out now. Thank you to like everyone, genuinely, because it's sold out 40 tickets in like 48 hours, I think.
Wow.
So we're looking at working at bigger venues, doing a lot more. We're also looking to do some like seminars, things like that. To be honest, any events or issues, anything, we want to serve the community ultimately. So anything you guys want, we're always open to ideas. We're also working on doing a kind of BJJ open mat soon.
I would actually do that because I do want to get into that, and I can't lie. Starting off, like if you're new to it, sometimes with a guy kind of feels different to a woman. It's like
so close contact as well.
Yeah, it's very intimate. So maybe like starting up would be good, and then
my like co-creator that runs this with me, who's based in Greece, she's doing a lot of charity stuff with BJJ out in Greece. So we're looking to do a lot more charity things basically, and looking to try and raise funds to support like fighters. That's the aim. That's what we're trying to go with this. So, yeah.
Because I can't lie, as like a Muay Thai fight, you don't get as much money as like boxers, and it's really sad. It's like boxers get paid a lot because they chat shit and everything. Like they get millions, but then Muay Thai that's how you know someone's actually fighting as like a Muay Thai fighter. They're doing it because of passion. Yeah, because of passion.
No one's
exactly.
No
one's doing it for money, and that's why everyone you meet is just so genuine and authentic. Because it's like they're not here for the money, you know.
No.
Okay, so I like your Her Fight Network.
Thank
crop
you.
top. Do you have any more of that?
This is a sample, but we're making some. So hopefully next sparring day we'll have some little some t-shirts and some little what we're calling this, tank top crop top. Yeah.
I'm like,
have different options.
I was like, do you have any more? Because I want one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's we've got that in the works.
We'll be waiting for that. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out. Can you tell us more about the matchmaking stuff that you're doing?
Yeah. So at the start of June, I merged Her Fight Network with what was formerly called the Female Fight Collective. And they're a matchmaking, well, there's now a we, but it's a matchmaking service. So we work with promotions and we work with female fighters to get female fighters on shows. And that's for BJJ, MMA, Muay Thai, K1, all of it, boxing. So we have a directory of female fighters. So you can enter yourself into it. You put in your weight, your like, if it's BJJ, then your belt, like all your details basically. So far, I think it's on about 250 different fighters across the whole world. It's not just the UK. Obviously, a lot of them are UK and Europe based, but there are some internationally as well. And then what we do is we work with when a promotion needs to match a female fight, which can often be a lot more legwork, obviously, than matching a male fight. Instead of them having to go around doing it themselves, they can come to us and we will match the fight. So we've successfully done that a fair bit so far. I've just got a message for actually just now saying we've matched another fight for Sunday. So it's good for like any last minute dropouts, even if it's not a last minute one. Especially like some of the girls that maybe fight at a slightly higher weight that can be difficult to match.
Yeah, when you're too light and too heavy, we were literally talking about that. Like
a lot smaller.
It's like what two people? Because I'm 48, so it's just like. There's barely anyone. Do you know any 48 kg fighters?
Do. So, we'll have some.
Do you know what's so funny at your event? You know Elena, Chrissy?
Yeah.
Well, everyone that I meet is shout out to her. She's so hilarious. Basically, everyone I meet, they're just like, we're always talking about our weight, everything. Like, it's hard to find people our weight, so it's good that you do that. But, they're always trying to find people. They're like, oh, this person will be good to spot, or that person, and then we even messaging me and Elena. She's like, oh, we just need to make an Excel sheet for all the that's
essentially what we have.
Which is what you're doing.
So me and Mills, who's my co-founder, the one that's based in Greece, if you message, we've got two accounts. So they're both tagged in each other's bios, but it's the Her Fight directory. So obviously, if you're a female fighter, there's a form in the bio. You can enter yourself into the directory, and also any promotions. We're already working with a couple of UK promotions, but. If you're a promoter, you need female fighters, hit us up because we have a lot and we would obviously love to work with you. So
Oh, amazing. Okay, I love that. That's so exciting. Okay, thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you.
Guys, follow Her Fight Network. Do you want to say your your socials?
So follow her at Her Fight Network on Instagram and at Her Fight Directory on Instagram. And that'd be amazing.
Amazing. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.